Today's a day of routine maintenance. Spark plugs. We got two Crusader 350s. They're V8s, so they each have 8 spark plugs. That means 16 spark plugs need to be done. The easier ones are the ones in between, like right when you go into the engine bay. But for the other 4 and 4, you have to climb in and around the motor and be all like a contortionist and try to reach those other ones. Welcome to another episode of Solitude and Sailing. Sailing in Rhode Island. Looking good. O'Day Osprey. Couscous is on the move. Wing on wing. Alcort Sunfish. Pacemaker Sportfish. These are the vessels of Solitude and Sailing. But I just want to give a shout out to my friends at Napa here in Warwick. Those guys are great. Call them up, tell them what I need, and then they have it ready for me at the register. Stop in, pick it up. So easy, save time. So usually before I get to the marina, I'll have that all squared off. But tell me what you think about my new patio setup. Now this is something you don't typically see on a Sportfish. So I went to Lowe's because my other carpet was falling apart, and I was like, I need to get a new outdoor rug. And that one thing led to another. I ended up getting this outdoor wicker furniture, sitting arrangement, lounge chair, and then some pillows to match. And the lady was like, how are you feeling today? I said, I'm good. It all depends on what happens when I bring this furniture home. If the wife likes it or not. The wife definitely liked it. She wanted me to take it home for the house. What do y'all think of this setup? Would you do this on your boat? Yep, she's a Sportfish, so when we need to go fishing, all of this has got to go in here. I do need to get a deck box out here too, so that I can put my pillows in. The next job, besides today's spark plugs and filters, is this bright work. All this woodwork needs to be refinished. Look at it, just peeling off. I used Cetal last time, and it's been a couple of years, maybe 2, almost 3 years since I did it. So this is the year we're gonna be ripping or stripping all of this off. Heat gun scraper comes right off, and then put the finishing back on it. I gotta do it all the way around the whole boat. You know, it's really not that difficult to do. Got to get the right spark plugs. I like the NGKs. Those are good for marine grade spark plugs. This is what it looks like. Don't mind my thumb. That is from an injury working on my van. NGK BR6FS. Need a 5/8 inch spark plug socket with an extension, because on some of these you're going to need that extension. And what I do is I do one spark plug at a time. So here's the spark plug wire coming off the distributor cap. Spark plug, pull back on the boot. And there's my spark plug right there. Voila. So this one looks like it's not wet. There's no oil or fuel on it. But yeah, it's ready to get replaced. I do these every year. So there's the old one. Here's the new one. Look at all that carbon buildup. You can put some no-sees on there for the spark plugs, and you could put the grease for the spark plug on the tip here. I'm going to show you how it goes back in. So I don't use the socket to put it back in, or the wrench I should say. Just do by hand at first to make sure I'm in the right groove. You don't want to strip the threads there. So start it off by hand. And she's in. Now I'm gonna just do a little, make sure it's tight enough. Nice and snug. Take my spark plug boot, pop it back on. And I do one spark plug at a time. So it's very important that you don't mix up those wires, because if you mix up the wires going to the spark plugs, you're gonna be, in a sense, changing the firing order. Yeah, you're gonna change the timing of it. So there's a specific timing for when the engine fires and which spark plugs need to be need to get a signal to keep it basic in order to be able to turn things over. So what we're doing right now, I do one at a time. That way I don't goof up the wires. Sometimes I know some people will take all the wires off and then take all the old spark plugs out, put all the new spark plugs in. But typically those are people that know exactly where each wire goes. So you don't want to mess up the timing. Just do one spark plug, one boot at a time. All right, I'm gonna bang out the rest of these. There's 16 altogether, and the engines should fire up just lovely. I'm just sharing with you how I change my spark plugs. For your boat, I recommend going with your local mechanic. I'm not gonna spend too much time in here, and I will go sit with my wife by the pool so we can spend some quality time together. But at least this part will be done, so the next time I can just turn the key and go fishing or cruising or whatever we're doing. So, now let's go up to the bridge and get those engines started. Turn that blower on. Prime the line. This is an old school motor, so it's you gotta prime. This is a choke. You turn the key and use the throttle to give it extra gas. It's a little tricky doing this one-handed. Let's try the other motor. Trying to do that with one hand. She did get a little extra gas for me, but she's lovely. Sounds good. Look at that. It's purring. Let's go see what it looks like down low. Oh yeah. Sounds good. Stay at 350s. These engines, people say they're die-hard. They've been around for a long time, and I think these two are from '79, according to the serial numbers on them. They're still working, they're still running. So we're cruising. We got about 2,000 hours on each, and still going pretty strong. All right, let's go. Let's turn off that engine light. Go shut her down. Boat work is done. Now it's time to go in the pool. Got my water, got my fruits, ready to go. After hard work, you have to treat yourself with some R&R, some relaxation. So I'm about to go cool down poolside. Safe harbor style. There's my honey. Now it's time to make some nice steak for lunch. Can't just be a boat captain. You also need to be a chef, first mate, second mate, do it all mate. All in all, it was a beautiful day. It's one project down, a few more to go. In the meantime, kick back, relax. Thank you for watching another episode of Solitude and Sailing. We'll catch you on the next round. See you on the water. Fair winds, following seas.